Something that I find fascinating is the demand from able-bodied people that disabled people constantly perform for them. We are constantly expected to divulge our medical information. We are constantly expected to joke and have a sense of humor about our situations. We are constantly expected to push through our disabilities and overcome them. And that's a really unfair and unrealistic expectation. And you might be thinking, well, Harmony, I don't mean any harm by any of this. I'm just trying to support disabled people. If that's you and your current stance, I encourage you to look inward and reflect a little bit. If this person were not able to overcome their disability, would that change how I think or feel about this person? Would that change their inherent value as a person? And if you have any hesitation to answer that question, maybe you need to do some unpacking. If you tell somebody with a disability they are awesome for overcoming that disability, you are implying being disabled is inherently bad. And you might even think right now, well, disability is inherently bad. Nobody wants to be disabled. I was born with one hand. And if somebody knocked on my door tomorrow and said, hey, Harmony, I have the technology to basically inject you with a growth hormone that will make your hand grow, I would say, no, thank you. I've spent 30 years in this body. I know this body well. Not really interested in learning how to do everything, literally everything that I do, over from scratch. Disability is not inherently bad. There are parts of disability that really suck. There are people who have disabilities who probably would much rather that they don't have those disabilities because they cause them pain, they shorten their life expectancy, or they have some other debilitating symptoms that they would rather not deal with. Totally get that. I concur. I have chronic migraines and a bunch of other chronic pain conditions and stuff that I would much rather not have. But that does not mean that my body is inherently bad for being disabled. It also doesn't mean that I should be expected to overcome that disability constantly. There are days when I cannot get out of bed because I have too bad of a migraine. It does not mean that I am not trying hard enough. It does not mean that I am not medicated properly. It does not mean that I am doing anything wrong by letting my body rest. It is perfectly okay to not be able to overcome your disability. Being disabled is a natural part of life. Most people will become disabled before they die. Aging is a privilege, and the longer you exist in your body on this earth, the more likely you are to become disabled. That's all that I have for this video. Let me know what other questions you have.